Hello Gates Lee Majors, born 1939, started out as Harvey Lee Urey in Kentucky, dreaming of football, then acting. Farrah Fawcett arrived in Hollywood with hopes of modeling and acting. They met in the late 60s, he asked her out after seeing a photo, she accepted despite misgivings. In 1973 they married, the same year the $6 Million Man, his big hit, debuted, and the public imagined a fairy tale. But their story was already shifting. Farrah's career took off as she landed the starring role on Charlie's Angels. She became the breakout star. Lee, already successful, suddenly watched her ascend. According to his recollection, "One year I saw her no more than 2 weeks. Their lives diverged, she working, he traveling, and waiting. The pressure of fame, paparazzi, and schedules became toxic. They separated in 1979 and formally divorced in 1982. The public knew of their split, but not the emotional toll. Here is where Lee's confession becomes powerful. He admitted that he felt like the little wife trapped by her schedule, the partner forced into being the home guy while she conquered Hollywood. That resentment, mixed with his own pride and the unspoken shift in power, she became the bankable name. The effect, a heartbreaking truth he's now shared: he loved her, but he could not live in the shadow of her success without paying emotionally. At the same time Farrah moved on with Ryan O'Neal, a friend of Lee's, which Lee described as shocking and deeply personal betrayal. That wound remained hidden for decades. After their separation, Lee and Farrah remained in contact, even talking shortly before her 2009 death from cancer. But he didn't publicly share the pain he carried. Now at 86, he's finally done so. The truth he reveals is not a tabloid shock, it's the confession of a man admitting his hurt, his miscalculations, his love that outlasted their marriage. He says he always will love her. But he also acknowledges the part he played in letting the relationship crumble. That self-awareness is rare, and it reframes her departure not as just her choice, but as their failing. It reframes his legacy, too, not just the bionic man, but a man who lost something deeply human. The world saw a perfect couple, Lee in action hero roles, Farrah the poster girl star. But the reality? Distance, envy, ambition misaligned, wounds unspoken. Lee once said, "People tell me we were the Brad and Angelina of our time." Sadly, that didn't work out too good either. He didn't blame Farrah. He blamed the divide between celebrity and person, between what he wanted and what their life demanded. He now reveals that the hardest part was loving someone who was becoming someone else while you stayed you. Here is the revelation: Lee Majors admits the marriage ended because he couldn't adapt to her growth, and he couldn't forgive the betrayal he felt when Ryan O'Neal entered her life and his. He never said it publicly, but he kept score in his heart. He kept quiet, out of respect, out of pride, out of hope that something might heal. Now he says, "It's time I tell you what I learned and what I lost." That truth changes the narrative. Farrah's departure wasn't only her move, it was the culmination of unbridled ambition, unspoken resentment, and a man who loved too much to let go, but too proud to change. Today, Lee sits with decades behind him. He's married again, but he carries the memory. He says the lesson was, success is meaningless if you don't share it, and love is pointless if you don't protect it. He uses his reflection not to shame, but to caution: fame isn't enough, and the price of love ignored is heartbreak. He's changed. He's wiser. And by speaking now, he redeems his silence. Lee Majors' story with Farrah Fawcett is more than nostalgia, it's a mirror. A mind-blowing truth: you can have everything the world admires and still lose the one thing your heart needed. Now that you've heard his revelation, ask yourself, what silence are you carrying that needs a voice? What cost are you paying for a dream that forgot its partner? If this story resonates with you, share it with someone you care about, because sometimes one confession changes 2 lives. And if you think you've known this story already, think again, because now you've heard the truth, straight from the man who lived it.